Welcome to the Loving Forward podcast. My name is Ol, and this container is for those who go beyond the surface. Here we speak to the depths of the human experience, honoring all parts, especially the ones we were taught to deny, disown, and repress. No scripted version, no spiritual performance, only the honest, embodied human experience. We explore love, connection, understanding, in a wide spectrum of healing modalities, not as things to master, but as practices in service of freedom. This isn't about fixing yourself, it's about remembering yourself, becoming more alive, and integrating that vitality into every moment. If you're curious about what it truly means to heal in both the profound and the mundane, then you're in the right place. I welcome you with all my heart. I'm grateful you're here. Let's jump in. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Ol, and I have my dear brother, Oak, across from me, joining me at the Loving Forward podcast. Here today in Eugene, Oregon, in the healing space. Welcome, brother.
Thank you. It's great to be here, man.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
This is big.
It's an honor. Thank you for the invitation.
First guest on the podcast. Sorry, my hair. I got to fix that. This is human problems right from the get-go. We will not edit that out.
Unedited.
This is raw.
Unrated.
This is raw, unrated. No, this should be rated. Well, I don't know. We'll see if it gets rated explicit or PG. I'm still trying to figure out my mic too. Oh, I think I figured it out.
Boom.
Welcome, man. I'm so happy to be looking right at you, and this is a new way I've looked at you. This is the newest way I've looked at you with all this podcast equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's kind of silly.
Mm-hmm. It's a little silly.
It's a little silly, yeah. But it's the way we decided to hang out today.
Right.
And
right.
Drop in and it's the Loving Forward podcast is still in its nascence. We're still trying to figure out what, if there is any sort of structure. But I was playing with some ways to start our conversation today, playing with some questions and some thoughts, and I was wondering about if you'd be open about talking about consciousness.
Yeah, of course.
You like that kind of stuff.
I'm into that topic. Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's start with this this question. It's I can kind of set the stage a little bit here. My biggest curiosity, what it has always been, my biggest curiosity is trying to understand what it's like for other people here with consciousness and being human. So what's the human experience like? You know, I know what mine is like, at least I think I do. But sorry, there's some noise coming through. We're in the middle of a neighborhood. Street sweeper. Yeah. Hey, shout out to the street sweeper. But anyways, it's I feel like I find out so much about myself from being curious about other humans' consciousness and their experience. So let's just start with maybe giving you some space here to talk about what it's like for you and your consciousness, how you might go about describing that to me and to the hundreds of thousands of listeners in this podcast.
Soon to be millions.
Soon to be gajillions. Yeah. So does that sound okay?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What's it like for you in there?
I'd say it's pretty great. It's been quite a journey of remembering is what it feels like for me. remembering that I'm whole, I'm connected to everything, but it's consciousness seems to be this paradoxical experience of being separate, but also whole and connected to the one consciousness that I think is permeating all things. It's the ground medium that is, that everything springs from. And yet in that greatness, we experience separation, which to me seems like the most grand way to experience it. Create that duality so that we can have this back and forth kind of flow, right? And so to me, especially since exploring consciousness, my own consciousness, with the assistance of plant medicines, and just discovering that reminder that, oh yeah, I'm part of something bigger that's eternal and just love. And yet I have this grand tapestry of paradoxical duality that I'm dancing within. And sometimes I'm this, and sometimes I'm a little more that. And, I'm this, and you're that. You're there. You're looking at me. I'm here looking at you. You are me. I am you, but also not. So, just getting that out of the way. That experience has been, I think, really difficult when I was kind of in the mire of forgetting that, of not knowing that. And I say remembering is because it's just a general feeling that's come with this experience of tapping back into the whole. There's this uncanny feeling for me of like, oh, that's right. I knew this. Yeah. I've known this. But I spent a good portion, most of my life, being very much tapped out of that, not really aware of that truth, hearing about it in many different ways, but not experiencing it firsthand. I think that was the thing that probably drew me towards wanting to expand my consciousness, which is just really understanding how much I don't understand, and being okay with that. Just being okay with, like, this is where I am. This is what's happening. And trying to find the joy in that, trying to find the enjoy the mystery of that.
Yeah.
So along the way, it's just gotten lighter. It feels like the whole thing is lighter. It's easier to not take it so seriously. Yeah, because I definitely had my times in my life where I took life way too seriously.
Yeah.
Thinking that I was the only thing in control of this whole process and had to have it all figured out, and didn't have it figured out. Only to realize later it's like, oh, I'm not meant to have it all figured out. I'm meant to just experience consciousness through this specific fractalized perception. It's like I'm looking through a prism. My perspective is just one of this like infinite, like, light spectrum that's emanating.
Wow. You're emanating right now
Thank
as you
you.
speak. As the sun kind of peeks through a little more through the clouds here.
Yeah.
There's so many beautiful things that you just said. And I relate so much to it. I'm curious about if you have like an experience or a memory that comes to mind that was the first time you kind of realized that that you are that too, tat twam asi. I think I said that right. It's like, I am that too. It's like, oh, I'm actually more than just what my body is containing or what I'm taking notice to here in my body. It feels like to me, I believe that I had a certain shift at some point when that actually was less jargon and more of bodily feeling, knowing. So I'm curious about you, if you have a certain time of era where it was like starting to shift, or maybe it was a major overnight shift, awakening. I'm curious.
Yeah, I would say that growing up, I had a very dull kind of awareness that being in nature, I felt like I was part of something bigger.
Wow.
So when I would hear people talk about spiritual places like church or something like that, I felt like I was most akin to that sense of feeling part of something bigger when I was in nature.
Wow.
And but then, I think it was 2012, I was 30, 31, somewhere in there. And that's when I really decided, okay, I'm going to use these plant allies. I had done some research, felt safe in that process. And it was the second time that I did like a large dose with some good close friends that I trusted. And we went out to this beautiful spot that we camped in. We're surrounded by this like kind of swampy water, like wetland area. And I had this moment where I went off by myself over to this like grassy spot and sat and looked out at the water. And I just felt like I was in this grand painting that was just actively happening.
Yeah.
And it was the moment that I was like, now I understand what God is when people are really referring to this thing. It was always this like separate thing that I couldn't quite understand and often felt like was oppressive, or somebody trying to tell me what to think or believe. But I understood the concept at a core level. And I remember just sitting there looking around, taking it all in, feeling so much like bliss and gratitude for being in there, and feeling like I was part of this entire painting as well. I wasn't separate from it.
Wow.
And just saying over and over again, like, show me. And coming down and revisiting that moment, it was very clear I was like part of this whole experience. And, as I've done more exploration, I've come to learn that, I am that. We all are that. But, that was definitely like a pivotal moment. The patterns and everything just felt like it was exactly as it's supposed to be, where it's supposed to be. I was there where I was supposed to be. So it was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that and painting that image for me in my head, because it was really beautiful. It almost felt, I could see almost like the swirls and the Van Gogh-esque painting that you were describing, looking out at that. It was a pond or body of water. Yeah, that's so beautiful. It's, I was telling you the other day how I'm watching this series about Yeshua, Jesus, colloquially known as Jesus. And he's like going around telling everybody like, no, you don't have to go to the kingdom or the temple or the mountain to be with God. You can be with God right now. God is spirit. God is in your heart always. And the kingdom is there. Is right there everywhere you are. And that's what that made me think of. It's like you had tapped into spirit and into the just this perception of that everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. And it's just it's amazing to have these allies, these plant medicines, or even the synthetic kind of medicines, to have these doorways of perception opened, and then realize too that, oh, I can take that perception with me outside of here, outside of this certain state of consciousness, with this plant ally. But for me personally, it took a while. It took many times of having to continue to go back and it's something about, I don't know, it kind of brought up something for me of like how before industrialism, before any sort of like civilization, I feel like, or maybe not civilization, sorry, but like before something, there was a time when those doorways of perception were already just wide open. And at some point in the human history, it just got closed, and then put a lock on it, put 2 locks on it. And so we really, I really needed help with getting those locks off and getting those doorways opened again. And it wasn't just plant medicines or synthetic medicines. It was spiritual practices, yoga, meditation, breath work. And it's, I don't know. I'm saying all that because I love that story, because I really relate to it so many times, and I feel like I've had to have that story happen to me many times. Yeah. It made me curious too about, it sounds like, I don't know, for some reason I wanted to ask you, like, what's it like having a heart? What's it like when did you start connecting to your heart in that, because that's another thing I brought up about like the whole Jesus series, and what he was saying about like God is spirit, and I think he said something like spirit is in your heart. He said something about spirit and heart.
Yeah.
And so now that's kind of what I'm curious about now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would say that, I had that moment. I was like 30, 31. But yeah, it wasn't until very late 30s into getting into my 40th that I really started to anchor down. Like, it was through the help of like a therapist and really wanting to look at my internal world that happened later, and in that process, that's what dropped me down from a mental experience into a body experience. That was what, this therapist really encouraged in me. It was like, I see that you're thinking about it a lot and you're using your mind a lot, but just take a moment and just drop into your body. Just tell me what you're feeling in there. And that practice was so simple, and yet opened up this whole other world. And since that, I've been just trying to maintain that connection. And what I feel like is that there's this mental experience that we have, and we can very easily rely on the mental experience. And then we have our body experience also, emotional and sensational. And what meets in the middle is like this filter, is the heart, right?
Yeah.
And what comes in through the heart is that spirit.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And like something that I've been taught more recently in the biodynamic craniosacral mentorship that I'm in, is that in the back of the heart, there's that little spark that happens that keeps the heartbeat regular and keeps it going. And it's from there, it's like the stillness, the emptiness, the void in that spark is what enlivens us, and like is giving us that ever-present source and connection
Wow.
to the love. And so being in my heart has been a relatively recent thing in my life experience. I think that I've always tried to attune, and I mean, your heart is a component, whether you're living all in your head all the time or not. But being conscious of it is another experience. And yeah, it's become very apparent that it's the way to live, is to lead by that, from that place. Like, let my mind be what it is, the judgments and opinions and its calculations and logistics and figuring out, all of that is a very important tool, but letting that be its own separate thing that is informing the heart. And same with the body and the emotion and the sensations, which are all very earthly experience, like that also informing the heart. But the heart is, of that spirit, tapped into that ever-present internal love that we receive. And so, I would agree with Yeshua on that one, that, we have this kingdom of eternal love for just being, for just being. Don't have to do anything. Don't have to become anything, really. I mean, the thing is that each of our hearts yearns for that, for a specific way that we want to show up in this life. So that's part of tapping into it.
And it feels like that's part of consciousness, right? Is this integration, maybe backtrack a little bit, but it's like maybe the aspiration for consciousness and for the universe being sort of contained in a body is to fully integrate all parts of what make up consciousness, right? And bring it into just oneness. And that is, speaking on behalf of a culture here in the West, a lot of our consciousness is confined to our head, to our mind, to our eyes and what we can see. And what you're saying is like dropping down, the journey of dropping down and integrating into your consciousness the bodily experience, the body senses. And I also love what you're talking about. We have our lower 3 energy centers, the solar, the sacral, and the root. And then we have our top 3, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And then the middle, just incredibly well placed in the middle, is the heart. And where, like you said, we bring down information from wherever, the ether, we bring it down, and we bring up information from the earth, from the ground, from mother, and then it gets filtered in our heart. And it's like our heart, for me, it feels like my heart has the final say. And at least that's what I've aspired for, is for my heart to be my guiding, my compass, my GPS, so to say. And it certainly does more than just guide me. It lets me know when I'm off kilter. It's like maybe even where my sense of intuition comes from. There's times when I'm like in a breathwork session or supporting someone in some way, and my heart can feel like just a tinge off, like I can feel just like it almost feels like a sharp, like a corner, like the heart, I think I could see the heart as like a circle, like a rounded circle, and then it's energetically, and then if something's off with my actions or my words, I can feel it sharpen, almost turn into a square, which does not feel like flow. And that lets me know like, oh, like something's off. I need to readjust. So that's kind of the way I work with my heart. And I just love hearing what you're talking about with your experience of dropping down, and that you agree with Yeshua, and I agree with Yeshua too. It's sort of a kind of hard to even wrap my head around how the heart, just how it works. Yeah. I'm not sure where I was going with any of that, but we're just heart talking.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, something I really appreciate about you is that, you're very attuned to your heart. And because it's truth, you know, there's no,
that's right.
There's no getting around, like, there's no like, with your mind, you can create a full illusion and a total lie for yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
And the heart just can't operate that way. It operates purely from that truth, and and sometimes the truth can be uncomfortable and doesn't feel like the ooey gooey good love, but it's so important, and it's where true love lies, is in truth, trust.
Yeah, and the way that the mind can work with the heart is actually amazing. It blows me away, the way it can work in like how it could be a team. Like the heart signals that, oh, starting to feel off about something. It signals to the mind. It's like the mind is its servant, not the other way around. The mind is not the master to the heart. It's the other way around is what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. And that kind of brings up this thought of like, oh, this is how, the heart tells me when I need to set a boundary. But if I didn't have this mind that I like to think works pretty well, to like know how to do that, then that would be really difficult. I don't know if you could do it. I don't know if you could set a boundary without a mind and just a heart.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the dilemma we're in when we're in such intimate relationships. At least that's what we want. We yearn for intimate relationships. Like it's in our biology, we need it. So that's, having these intimate relationships means we're going to have to like use our mind. Yeah. And so curious where that takes us now. We're kind of talking, I think, kind of like going a little more into like the relational domain, what it's like having a consciousness, and just the consciousness by yourself is like, whoa, that's a lot. It's a lot to work with. And then we add in a whole complex system of consciousness in another being. And it's like, on one hand, we're similar, we are the same, but on another hand, we're vastly different and unique.
Sure. Yeah.
So how do we make that? What are some thoughts that come to your head in terms of making that flow well, harmoniously?
I mean, getting in tune and in touch with your own full body experience, because the way it seems to me is that the heart is just this, what feels to me like it's a power source in terms of receiving that ever-present love, and that's for you. And then how you move outward too is also how you express, but it's a filter of it just is a filter for the information that's happening. So the mind comes through with its information, and that tends to be most predominant because it's louder. But if for some people the body is louder, what's coming through for them is more emotional. And I would say for me personally, like when I recognize I need a boundary, that's my body telling me something. It's telling me I need, this is not comfortable for me, or this is something I need. And I mean, that's even with my own relation between my mind and my body.
Yeah.
And having to try to meet those somewhere, right? And I think that right relation within yourself allows for better relation with everything outside, because everything is a relation, right? And like getting down to just consciousness, it's very simple. You just are. You're none of the things that you think that you are or that you feel that you are. You just are. And everything just is.
Yeah.
But it's in that separation, that duality that is inherent. We get so easily caught in that because it's dualistic, one thing has preference over the other things.
Yeah.
And so finding that balance, not only within yourself, like your mind is not more important than your body, and neither is your body more important than your mind. Like finding the balance within also is a part of right relation, finding that middle path between everything. It's like, well, there's this and then there's that. And noticing when we have preference, when we have expectation, when we have judgment, criticism, all of these things, it's really simple to look at the outside, what's happening outside of you, and say, well, that's that and that's that, and I have nothing to do with that. But it's all of it is relational to how you are perceiving the world around you, which is ultimately how you're perceiving yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. And so if you perceive yourself well,
it could be a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
Yeah, right. It's the work. It's the work that we do.
Yeah.
And it's the work that's led you and I to become these close friends that we have become.
That's right.
So, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. When you were explaining all that, I saw my mind take notice to a few times where it's like I'm oscillating between this like full embodiment and flow. It's, because embodiment almost feels like one thing, like that almost doesn't feel like it adds the mind, but maybe it does. But I'm feeling like I felt total coherence. And then I've seen myself also go to the inner critic of like, oh, I didn't say something properly, or and taking notice to that. And fortunately, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just sharing space with you, or being here and being here in the healing space, and just having taken good care of myself this morning and yesterday too, getting a massage medicine from you. I'm feeling very like whole right now, and very in a flow with very little thoughts and those normal, loops, the normal chatter that goes on, the banter there. And I think I'm naming all that just to kind of like also just highlight how transient that stuff can be, how ephemeral it can be. Like one moment I'm like in total like flow, clear, just like a river just going down perfectly, and then another moment it's like, oh, there's the judge, there's the critic, oh, there's the whatever part. And it's one thing I really learned from some some different experiences, just how quickly the weather can change.
Yeah.
I had an experience on a really powerful synthetic medicine that's short, and it was at first I was like, I hate this, I don't like this, and there was a voice that came in and said, that's okay, it'll change in 5 seconds. That's okay, it'll change in 5. And I was like, oh wait, I like this, like this is great. No, it's
okay.
gonna change in 5 seconds. And it's so true. It's just it's so transient. And I'm also, there was a couple other things brought up, about this the work that we've done together, and the work that we've done individually also feels like very similar. And and so I wanted to make sure we bring that up. We talk about the work that we've done together, and that we also get to talk about this amazing work that you do as a massage therapist. Like, I'm beyond words of that right now. I'm trying to find the right place to start, because I just received a I think hour and a half, was it 90-minute?
Thereabouts, a little more, yeah.
90-minute, a little more session with Oak here. And I was, we have a deep relationship, and so I feel very comfortable, very safe with you. And I was, it just felt like really, I just want to take a moment to talk about how I was able to sort of process some things through that. The body, the way it I know the body keeps the score. I know it stores things, but I've never felt like I could really meet some of those points, meet some of that pressure, or these, like, it's just like these knots, in a way where I could allow myself to like cry, in session. And that was very much happening yesterday. And so that was amazing, just the spaciousness that was there allowed for whatever needed to come through. And so I'm very grateful for that, and astounded that happened. And I'm just also astounded by your expertise. Like, you're totally guided by intuition. It felt like you were guided by your intuitive sense, and it all felt like it was exactly what my body was asking for. You were just like so in tune with my body, where I told you at the end that it felt like our bodies were just one, working together just as one. And so, and then I had some tears, I had some energy move through. I had some deep relaxation happen. It felt like it felt different than any other massage I've ever experienced. And then I usually like know when I have like deep tissue work done like that, where I'm gonna feel sore the next day, or this actually might hurt later. And so there was a little bit of that where I was like thinking, like, is that gonna happen tomorrow? Like, I'm gonna go ahead and expect it. But I woke up, I felt amazing the rest of the evening, and then I woke up this morning also feeling amazing. Currently in my body, I feel just better than I have in a long time, like months. Good. So I'm just saying all that because I want to highlight just, it's a holistic experience. You as a person, as a human being in the same space with you and interacting with you, it feels like a holistic experience. You have the physical, tangible skills, like the physical skills, and you have just this energy that is so nourishing. And the prayers that you were offering to me and to my spirit, so nourishing. and the music was perfect, and just the space was awesome. It's just, it was a holistic experience. And that I have that experience with you often. So I'm just really stoked to be sharing that on air, and just like putting you on a pedestal right now, because you are so incredibly beautiful, such a gift to every space that you're in. You're a gift to every person that you interact with. Just, I'm in awe of you, and I know many others are. So whatever you've done is just like paying so much homage to your life journey and where you've been led to, you've been led to. It's even the bad stuff, like just paying homage to all that, because it's just a beautiful, beautiful being you are. Yeah.
Wow, man. Thank you so much. That was incredible. That's so beautiful to receive that. And yeah, it's something I really appreciate in our connection, is that we gas each other up. We'll tell each other like exactly what we see, and shine that light and reflect it back to each other. And so I really appreciate that, because there's been, with my life, there's been a lot, there's been a number of times where it just was really hard to have any concept of what it was that I was bringing, or what kind of gifts I had. I feel like when I got out of my own way, it just made it flow way more easily. But it's great to hear that too, the reflection on the bodywork itself, because it's, I work at the Pearl Day Spa here in town in Eugene, and it's a great experience, but I also don't get to drop in with my clients for very long afterwards, and so I don't get to hear as much of that, but I can sense it. I can sense with people, especially who come back regularly, that there's a pivotal like shift that happens with just that time. And that is, that's like my intention that I've built into this work, that really has just come forward in doing the work, like learning about it and seeing what it was that was wanting to move through me. So just trying to essentially, bring an energy that allows for space for a person to feel completely like held and seen and listened to, and that everything that's there is allowed, right? Like, if I come across a muscle that just does not want to give it up, or doesn't want to move, and it's still holding, and even with what I'm bringing, isn't ready to move, then that's okay. It's like, it's just part of the process. It's and I think that's become a pivotal thing, is like allowing myself to feel love for the fact that it's a process for me. I don't have to have all of these things figured out, or, having allowance for the fact that, I'm moving on this path of self-healing, and so it makes showing up for others in that space really simple. But yeah, I really appreciate that. And, yeah.
Well, I'll certainly be I'll be visiting you again.
Good. Yeah. I'd love to work with you. I like just working with anyone that, especially that can attune to that, can receive it, right?
Yeah.
It's a big part of the whole process is, are people ready to receive that too,
Whew, yeah, that's a big one. I mean, I remember you stating at the beginning something like, inviting me to really open up to receive, because we have that kind of relationship. I don't know if that's something you do for all the people you work with, but where I'm at. Really, that I'm giving a lot, and it's not that I'm bad at receiving. I just don't remember to do it. I don't prioritize it. So, you know, that invitation to receive was well received, and I felt I felt very like, just like, all right, just, yeah, like I'm here for it. And I just like opened up and opened up and opened up and just, yeah, was able to feel the love that was pouring through your hands, the care that was pouring through, and the intention, all the intentions that you set were just pouring through. It's all unconditional. It was all coming from this just beautiful place. That spark in the back of your heart is where it was just like, is pouring out. And that's just what I mean when I'm saying like, this was more than just like your hands going on my body. There was just like eternal love coming through. And I'm fortunate for my journey to be in a place where I can receive, I can open up more and more. And I almost feel like I could even open up a little bit more, you know? And that's just I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky that that's where I am. And I can understand that that's not where some people are.
Yeah.
And it's a process, right? I mean, it's a practice. It's another one of those practices.
It's each of our path. Yeah.
Say that again?
It's each of our own path.
Exactly. Yeah. And I have been wanting to touch on this, like, you know, the concept of letting go,
Yeah.
And that was something that was coming up in the Yeshua series, that he was telling this scholar of Judaism. It's like super renowned, just like super praised. Nicodemus, that's his name. Yeah, so an important figure at the beginning of that whole story, because he represented the church. He represented, like, this is, you know, the law is God, essentially.
Right.
But he's always been this, like, thinker, the seeker, secretly, you know, because if you talk about seeking, that's blasphemy. And he met with Yeshua and was just like, I'm like, I knew it. Like, I knew there was something else going on here. And Yeshua was like, follow me, just come with me. I want you to be my student. And Nicodemus was like, and let go of everything that I am. He couldn't. He just couldn't. And he was like, yeah, you have to let go. Yeah. You have to let go. And he couldn't do it. I imagine I don't know what his role is later. But I could imagine it's actually maybe like kind of important role that they played of like being it's like they're a secret agent, you know, they're in the church, they're in relation with all these like really powerful, you know, weak power, but
sure.
But they're in that. And at the same time, they're also like rooting for Yeshua and the message that he was spreading. But it's just that letting go of like what you think you are, you know, what you think is right. It just blows me away with like some of those scenes when they're like the law is God. They said that, and I was like, I just dropped my chin, you know, my jaw. I was like, and that's real. I mean, that's truly what a lot of people still think, you know. But the letting go process is really what I'm trying to highlight here. Sure. And so that's I feel like that's been brought up a couple times, and I'm wondering what you think about that letting go process. what that means, actually.
Well, let me just say real quick too, that, I really appreciate the reflections and the propping up what you see in me. And I also feel that, like with the work, all I'm doing is accessing what's flowing into me just because I am here. We all have the access to have this energy flow through us. And the practice is recognizing that and allowing it to fill me so that it moves through. And I think that, speaks to something about Jesus or Yeshua, is that his story has changed from, because he was just trying to tell people, like, you can be just like me. You have all of these gifts as well. You can tap in the same way to this truth that's present in all things. And the story has changed to being much more that Jesus was like this supernatural, superpowered kind of like special creation by God, ordained by God, and it cannot be achieved by anybody else. And to even speak of being like that, being like Jesus, is blasphemous, And I think that that's a huge disservice to the kind of message that was being, shared. But in terms of letting go, it's a difficult thing, especially coming from masculine energy, and also coming from a culture that is dominated by masculine energy, where we're expected to show up and have action towards, and to hold on and grip to life in different ways. And we have good reason. We come from a long line of people who've needed to do a lot to hold on to what they could to survive and to have comfort. And I think that's part of that process, is recognizing that everything that you do need is coming to you without you having to do anything to receive it. The only things that get in the way are your own constructs of what you think, who you think you are, and what you think you're supposed to be doing, or what's expected of you, all these things, and that's where that law comes in, where trying to make, and the law that you speak of, it's like these components that can create predictability for people, so that they can feel a sense of safety and openness. But over time, it turns into constricture. And it's the same in our own experiences, our own beliefs and our own laws that we hold for ourselves are these constrictures as well. And so letting go of those beliefs, letting go of so that's more of a mental practice of letting go, is like, what's the construct going on in there? And what's the story I'm telling myself in there? And like realizing that it's all just up there, that it has nothing to do with what's coming through to me and given to me, which is this spark of consciousness of pure love that flows through. And it's same with the body, like, and its physical manifestations, its physical comforts, the things that we perceive that we need in order to be to feel good. And we have choice in that matter, and we can build on that. But it is a good practice to regularly let that shit go. You know what I mean? And just let it fall away for a little bit, whether that's like fasting or just living out of your car for a year, or, there's a lot of people practicing it in many different ways. And I see it too very presently with a lot of people trying to practice it in different ways to just keep that rigidity loose and moving, so that what's real in you, because the more you get lost in the minutia of the physical reality or the mental construct reality, the illusion, the more the harder it is to remember that simplicity. And so the practice of letting go is part of that. It's the balance. It's the yin.
Yeah.
It's the nothingness, the emptiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you said it all that so beautifully. And I think, the highlight for me is like remembering that what I think I know actually, limits me, and it restricts me, depending on how hard I hold on to it, on how hard I grip on it. What's interesting about Nicodemus is he knows the law better than anybody. He's the teacher of teachers is what they call him. And the fact that he, who knows it better than anybody else maybe in the planet besides Yeshua at that time, is like questioning it and like has that crack of like curiosity and openness and like willingness to kind of start to let it go,
right,
is really interesting to me. And the people who like don't know it as well are holding on even stronger, and they're so afraid of maybe something being outside of that knowing.
Yeah.
Nicodemus is actually like happy. He's stoked. He's stoked that there's something outside of that knowing.
Yeah.
Because he knows it so well. I think he knows how limiting it actually is. So the letting go process to me feels like that, of remembering like, oh, just because I know that my car starts regularly, and the next time I go and it doesn't start regularly, I'm going to be really upset, because like that's a thing that I expect. I guess that's also goes to expectations, right? And the ability to predict things, because that's what our mind likes to do.
Oh yeah.
And when something falls out of that, it's like sound the alarms. Let's fight. Let's fight this. And so, yeah, just having that muscle to be able to like in that moment recognize it and just like let go that expectation or that belief in that moment really opens you up to this whole vastness of possibility, which is infinite. Possibilities are literally infinite. And it's, I guess it's really all a matter of our minds, so that maybe that is a mind thing. It's just, I bring all that up just thinking about this Nicodemus guy whose mind was astoundingly well, working really well. How did he, more than anybody else in the church or in the law or in the temples, how did he have that slight opening? Like, where did that come from? That almost feels like part of the mystery to me that I'm fascinated by. It's like, how did I at a young age have this curiosity and this cracking of like, no, there's something more than what's happening right here in front of me. And I also grew up going to church and thinking like, I mean, no, yeah, there's something else going on here.
Yeah, the murmurs of the heart.
The murmurs of the heart and the spirit. Yeah.
If the mental construct just is not capable of having the full answer. And
that's right.
And so it leaves all of us, when we live from that place, leaves all of us lacking and wondering, and because it's trying to real time construct something, but there's all these little things that happen that poke holes in that. And
Yeah.
We can come up with whatever stories we want and do, but in the deepest of our being, even if we're living from a predominantly mental place, we know there's something more.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't know what it is, right? But it keeps us seeking and searching and curious and
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that other part. Is like, is that heredity? Is that is that like inherited? That that's the other part I'm thinking about with Nicodemus, is like, what was his family lineage like? Were there people who also sort of looked outside of the bounds? That's a because it is, it does feel like to me that there are these holes that are being poked in our like understanding of reality, whatever that is,
right,
for you individually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like there's also like patches. Like
Mm-hmm.
the hole gets poked. Oh, I'm gonna patch that up. Actually, I'm like,
right,
maybe not even like consciously, but maybe it is consciously. I'm like, I'm gonna patch that up. And then there's some people who just like, oh, I'm not gonna patch that up.
I'm gonna look in there.
I'm gonna kind of peek in there. That's interesting. And I just wonder, where the heck does that come from? The two, one person patches and the other person doesn't patch. Like, how does that get decided? I'm not sure. I do know one thing. I need to use the restroom, and I'm gonna be very unprofessional. Pause this for a moment.
Okay.
And we'll come back and we'll talk about men's work. Does that sound okay?
That sounds great.
All right. Then a word from your sponsors coming very soon. And it's like we never left. You pause and then you pee and then you come back. Nobody is upset about that. Anyways.
I'm certainly not.
You like it when I pee.
And I got the sun beaming on me right now.
I know.
So good.
You look angelic, heavenly. We've just had an amazing conversation. And I think I would love to not redirect, but just like head over to something that's really near and dear to our hearts, and something that has brought us together in a way I could have never imagined. And that is men's work. So, gosh, I remember talking to you at one of these community healing events about men's work. And I loved what we talked about. It seemed like totally on the same page, and it was. And then I remember telling you about this aspiration to start a closed men's group. I can't remember if it was right then you were like, I'm in. I can't remember what it was, but at some point you were like, I'm in. Whatever it is, let's do it. Sounds great. And so we started doing our men's work in a closed group that started, I think it was April or so this last year. And then at some point I introduced the idea to you that wanted to do an open group for people, for humans, men in the Eugene Springfield community. And we've been doing that since early October. And I'm just honestly blown away. I'm just blown away by our ability to balance each other out as co-facilitators. I'm blown away by every time you open your mouth to speak about men's work and offer reflection to another man or whatever it is that they're needing. It's just always on point, and it's such a blessing to get to have you there to offer that to other men. That's kind of support to other men here in the community. and I'm learning. So I learn through you. I learn from you on how to better speak and to support other men. I'm stoked. We get to do this together. We get to be of service to other men here in the community, and we get to do it together. And I want to just first say thank you so much for being willing to just saying yes to all of that. And it's led us to here. I see us doing a lot of men's work in the future as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious about, what men's work means to you, why you're in service to other men, and what you see in the future for men's work.
Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me to that closed group and seeing that potential and that connection there, and also seeing what I can bring to that. It's been an unexpected blessing on my part, having that presence. It's men's work is incredibly powerful. It's been such deeply nourishing medicine for me. I've had, I would say, an upbringing that was predominantly around the feminine. Mm-hmm. That was, my mother was more of the active kind of parent, and then I have two younger sisters. So I never had like a brother, and I did have a dad. He's the father of my sisters, and he took me on as his own child growing up, and I'm so grateful for that. Yeah. And but at the same time, also there was lacking of some of the qualities of like what I would call healthy masculinity. Yeah. Being shown, and it's just it's a part of the culture and the times, I would say. Mm-hmm. With the like reignition of the importance of the feminine and trying to balance that out, the pendulum kind of has swung in some ways. And so I think that there's a generation of men that have learned to be way more cautious and careful about their masculine sides, and in that being cautious and being told to hold back or to hide certain qualities of that, we end up with like the more toxic representations and behaviors that come through. So it's in that connection, that real connection and real honesty with men, that I find the nourishment and feeling okay with that energy within me and what it means truly. And that's, I think, the practice is getting in touch with what does the masculine mean, and how do I want to show up, and how do I show up in a healthy way, and so allowing this space for each other to let out and really be honest and raw about what we're experiencing as men, knowing that, so that we can apply our masculine in a healthy way to all these things that we really care about and love. The future I see is just, allowing space for that to show up in all of its different ways with each other, so we can continue to learn from one another and continue to refine our tonic masculinity, as I've heard it referred to, and I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that, Oak. I think some things that came up for me were the benefits to men's work, being in men's groups, and I'm sort of trying to write this out a little bit in a blog post, but it's one, kind of seeing it through this succession of things that's happened for me in men's work, where I first learned how to connect to myself, connect deeper to myself, and to have that reflected back from men that I trusted, men that care for me, just allowed me to actually start to really get to know myself and connect with that, and kind of face that, so that's one great benefit to men's work for me as a man. The other was learning how to connect with others, how to relate with others, and how to relate with other men, which was not intuitive to me and to a lot of us.
Yeah.
And it's very, what I learned was it was very easy to step on another man's toes, and I'm trying to figure out what to call like the peers I had at a young age, but like boys, my guys that were my age, very easy to slip up and say the wrong thing and to get some sort of toxic, shadowy, rebuke or recourse, I mean. And so that is really scary it's really scary now. I'm like, oh, I don't want to try to connect with them, or I would love to. Gosh, I feel the yearning to do that, but I don't know how. So men's work helped me learn how to do that, and to be less scared of other men. And then, the third thing is connection to nature. But really, I believe it's just connection to everything, to this, the whole cyclical nature of things, and the motion of the wind, and the trees growing, and the cars going by, like just feeling connected with my environment around me. It's kind of like the whole picture right there is self, others, and the environment. And that's helped me feel, stronger, more powerful, and more at ease in the world. The feminine, this is what I'm kind of thinking lately, is that the feminine loves you and sees you as wonderful exactly as you are, right? And it's just like, there's no doubt about that. And the masculine sees you as whole, and they also can lovingly push you a little bit in a way that's where it's like, encouraging your growth.
Right.
And that's really important. It's really important. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's the benefit to, I think, to a men's group is we can lovingly push each other to, like you said, become more of a tonic, and to become more of a place, more of a spacious being that is safe to be around. And it's like, okay, you can fully be you around me, because I'm comfortable with who I am. I feel good about, I feel strong who I am in my place.
Right.
That allows other humans, especially the feminine, to unclench and be fully themselves, which is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. Yeah. So that's my sort of some thoughts coming out.
Yeah, it's like a call to action, right? The masculine energy is action. It's how you stand up, show up, and be. And so, when we refine that and reflect that to one another, especially from a place of the masculinity, we can show up we can see ourselves more clearly in that, and see what we're capable of by fully exploring what's happening in our full experience.
Yeah.
We know what we're capable of. And so we have control over that. And that is what creates that safety that just kind of radiates from you. It's because like, oh, this person knows what's going on with themselves. And so, and people can feel that. Yeah. It makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. That self-awareness, it makes me think of, hearing my teachers talk about the difference between a man who is angry and is sort of like taken over by the anger spirit, and just like they're gone. They're just they are anger. And then there's the man that can say, I'm angry right now. I'm feeling angry. There's a difference. Because the person's not so, the person who says I'm feeling angry can see the anger, is aware of the anger. They have a choice. They have more of a choice of what they're going to do with the anger now. Right. You know, you state that to another human, says, I'm feeling angry right now. That allows the other person to be like, okay, all right. You know, that's good to know. Versus the person who can't even name it. Yeah. And instead they're just like expressing it. Right. And likely unconscious of what they're doing. So that's, you know, that's what that made me think of, is through men's work. Like, we have anger in us. We have a lot of anger in us. Or I guess I should only speak for myself, but I've had a lot of anger pushed down, deep. And without the work that I've done in men's groups around my anger, it becomes much harder to manage when it's either going to come out in a explosive way, or in all these microaggressions. And so you can kind of imagine like just being able to sense when it's coming instead of allowing it to take over.
Yeah, it's a really interesting practice so like our emotional centers coming from our body, which is like our yin energy, which is more the feminine like place. Yeah. It's formless. It doesn't have words. It comes up to our minds and we can create the word. But, and that's kind of what we do, is we create a space where we can drop into our kind of feminine feeling centers, our bodies, in the safety of a circle of other men who are just trying to show up in our best way. But the best way is through balance of both our masculine and feminine energies.
That's right.
When we're in touch with that, or with our feelings, then we can use it to inform our heart that we lead from, rather than having it create this alarm system that's like, I'm angry about this, which means all these other things, and so I have to react in this like survival kind of way.
That's right.
Which is what creates a lot of damage, from men especially. We're big, we're strong. If we don't have control of these things, we can do a lot of destruction. And it's not to say that we hide it, or we put it away, which is also another problem. Because if we deny that we have this energy in us that's capable of such destruction, we can wield that in the ways that we need to, that are healthy for our own lives and for others. But it is an energy that's there. Yeah. And every man needs to tap into it in a healthy way. And it's through that space where it can be messy. Yeah. We can talk about it. We can feel it. We can even like physically enact it in different ways. So it's very powerful. Very
powerful. I mean, it's a whole reservoir of energy that we're cut off from, and anger's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's what you do with anger that can be bad. Anger is actually this amazing energy that is mobilizing. It mobilizes you. maybe it's to protect your loved ones. You know,
Right.
that's been the case in my work, my deep
Mm-hmm.
work. I got so angry because I couldn't protect my loved ones,
Mm-hmm.
or at least I didn't know how to best do that in a heartful, way,
Mm-hmm.
that's aligned with my values. So I get even more angry because I don't know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fortunately at that point, like I had at least like some knowledge of like, oh, I could go like scream into a pillow right now, or like just punch
Mm-hmm.
pillows and all that stuff. And that was good.
Yeah.
That at least got the energy out to where I
Mm-hmm.
felt better in my body and no one was hurt.
Right.
So it was able to get expressed somehow. But I do think that anger for a lot of men gets pushed down. I think it's much more common for the anger to get pushed down.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a toxic,
Yes.
can be a toxic energy that just like I don't know where it gets placed, embedded in your tissues somewhere.
It seeps out, it leaks out in different
Yeah.
places, different ways.
Yeah.
And that's where and not having that in touch with that creates a sense of weakness. We have a weakness around these things,
Yep.
these unresolved emotional spaces. And if we don't have a healthy relationship with that energy, then it comes out in destructive ways. And even if you're a man who's got nothing that you feel angry about, there are many men in the world who are weak and are using this energy that's in them to hurt others because of their own inability to work with themselves. And there's plenty to be angry about.
Yes,
about that.
Plenty to be angry about. Yeah.
And this is our way of responding to that. Is let's open a space up and connect with the men in our community, try to build something that feels healthy and connective, and we can see each other, we can hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
We can know that none of us are perfect, and that we're all trying our best to do this, and that gives us this like resource.
Yeah. I love the evolution of our group. We keep refining it and refining it. We're receiving feedback that's really helpful. And yeah, I'm just so excited about it because I do think people are ready actually to have a little bit more confrontation, careful confrontation, safe, like trusted confrontation. And I understand that can be really hard to show up to open men's group for the first time and maybe that be that's like possible. But I do think that people are actually more ready for it than they ever have been.
Oh yeah.
And I've certainly I've erred on the side of caution, and I'm ready to like sort of kind of, I don't know. I think I've erred on the side of caution in a way that because I haven't like fully trusted. Right. And so I'm like ready to start trusting even more.
Yeah.
That, people are ready for this, and people can skillfully like relate with another and even offer, really it's like speaking about like what I need, right? That's where I've been needing to trust more, is that people know exactly what they need and they can speak it. And that may not even always be true. Like maybe they don't know exactly what they need, but give them a shot.
Right.
Give them a shot. And then the other men can meet them there, and trust that they can do that. So that's part of like what our evolution with our open men's group is. We want to entrust more of that onto other men, that responsibility, So we have the open men's group that happens every first and third Wednesday of the month. You can find out more about that. It'll be in the description. And we also hope and intend to do some deeper dives eventually, where I do think that men who sign up and come to those deeper dives can feel what's on the surface, which sometimes it's like numbness is on the surface or sadness is on the surface. And then we can go even deeper and find out, well, what's the root of that, of that feeling. And, sometimes you find that anger's at the root, or fear, or whatever. There's something that got pushed down that was not safe to feel as a young kid, that then you adapted to feel this other thing that gave you what you needed, whether it was survival or something. And so in those deep dives, we go beyond the surface, and you meet parts of yourself that are always there and ready to come online, give you more energy, more self-awareness, all these really great things. And yeah, that's I'm really excited about that potential.
Yeah, you hear, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah, we got the space for it. The invitation's there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all about just creating that container,
mm-hmm.
and if we feel good about it, then the men in our container will feel good about it. It's whatever your healing practice is, that's what you're doing, is you're refining and maintaining a solid container for those you're there to, assist and help. And so I think that's what we're finding, is that, okay, we can hold this container pretty solidly. Let's allow for a little more depth and a little more broadness of spectrum of feeling, because we can hold that too.
Exactly.
I think that's what men want to come and see. It's like, does it hold that? Can I really be myself here? And that's what we're hoping.
Yeah. Thank you. That was so perfectly said. It makes me think of like just that we've been on such a track, with both of the groups, of like caution and like just like, okay, what can we hold here? And we're finding that we can hold more and more tension.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that, but it still needed to have its like natural progression. And so it's like, okay, yeah, we can hold more tension. We can hold more tension, because that's actually a good thing. That's actually what we want. We want more tension in there. We want to feel the thickness in the air. And because I trust, as a Taoist, or as someone who really loves processes, as I know that each process wants to be worked out. It wants to find its solution or its healing. It wants to return back to harmony, equilibrium, balance, and love, and connection. Connection wants to happen. So that may look like turbulence and chaos, and maybe even like, this tension, discomfort. But I trust that we know how to come back to those places. Yeah. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to keep learning and keep deepening that trust within myself and with you. And I've been proven plenty of times that this stuff just works.
Yeah.
It just works.
It's incredible work. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we went an hour and a half. This was so easily done and so beautiful. You are amazing. You are amazing and incredible. You probably should have your own podcast, because you're just so well articulated. Yeah. I'll keep, that's why we balance. That's one way we balance each other. It's like, I love setting the container. Yeah. And I love, setting the vibe, the container, like putting in the work to make things happen. I'm such a manifesting generator. I make things happen. And I do have a lot of ideas and thoughts, and they're all, sometimes they come out rapid fire. Sometimes they come out in these like disparate puzzle pieces. And something I love so much about you is you have this way of sometimes putting those, I don't know if it's consciously, but just like putting those pieces together into this beautiful picture. And I'm like, yes, that's it. That was it. So that's thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, well, you're incredible. Yeah, you're also incredible and doing really amazing work for yourself, which is emanating outward. And this is just another one of those beautiful things that makes a lot of sense to me, that you're gravitating towards as an offering, to not only be able to have an outlet for yourself and share, but to be able to connect and learn from other people too in our community. And so I'm really excited to see where it goes and where it takes you, and I'll be listening.
Yay. Oh, yay. We got at least one listener. Maybe two. I'm sure Silver will listen.
Hey, Silver.
I know she would. Hi, Silver. Oh, man. Well, thank you so much, Oak, for seeing me for all this time so far. You know, really seeing me, seeing my gifts and what I'm here to do. I just feel like deep understanding. So much appreciation for you. Thanks for being the first guest on the Loving Forward podcast. That's huge. We're starting off really strong.
Yeah.
I can just say so much to say.
I just want to say real quick, I love the name, and it made me think of like paying it forward. And so loving forward, it's like leading with the heart, like we were talking about. And it's practice, and it's beautiful, man. That's right. It's a really good name.
Oh, I feel great about it, man.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, the Loving Forward podcast. It's got a real ring to it, and would love to have you on as many times as you want to be on, pretty much. And I'm sure the listeners would also really, really want that. I can already hear them saying like, when's Oak coming back? And I'm just like spending hours responding to emails that are people asking for Oak back. I'm just seeing it, you know?
Yeah.
And really excited for where this journey goes. And
absolutely,
it's hard to even put an end on it right now, but just know I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for our relationship and all the ways that it continues to grow and to deepen. It's just, I'm so lucky for you, and I'm lucky for all the beautiful people in my life. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. I love you too. Yeah, it's great. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah. You look so beautiful. I wish I should take a picture. There's the lights coming in really just powerfully behind him, and the sun catchers popping out rainbows all around us. Incredible. So love you. I love you guys so much. I love everybody out there. And we'll see you next time on the Loving Forward podcast. Peace. Bye. Thank you for spending your time with us at the Loving Forward podcast. I appreciate your presence, your attention, and your willingness to be curious while swimming in the mystery. If something in this episode resonated with you and you feel a call to explore your own healing work, I offer both in-person and online sessions in shadow work and breath work. I also lead in-person men's groups here in Eugene, Oregon, and I would love to have you join us. You can find all of this on my website and stay up to date on current offerings and my latest ponderings on Facebook and Instagram. The website and handles are in the description. These practices support nervous system regulation, emotional integration, and a more honest, embodied relationship with yourself and others. You're welcome to reach out, ask questions, or take the next step when it feels right for you. Contact information is in the description. Until then, keep listening to your body, keep honoring your truth, and keep loving forward as best you can. And so it is.